I suppose we should mention Ronaldo's 700th career goal. Did you see any of the Man United Everton game?
Nah.
Here we go. Welcome to another episode of Eat My Goal, episode 7, Dan. Episode 7. We made it to episode 7, and still nobody has seen it. It's incredible.
Still nobody has stopped us.
Nobody has stopped us. Nobody's watching. Nobody's doing anything apart from me and you every Tuesday night. Welcome, non-listeners and viewers. This is the Eat My Goal podcast, where me and Dan here talk about Premier League and also Portsmouth in the Premier League era. How are we this evening, Daniel?
Smashing. Yourself?
I'm also tippity tip top. Right, so let's kick off as we normally do. Well, actually, before we kick off, I will explain what we're going to do this evening. We're going to have, we'll tell you about the Premier League headlines from this week. What else we got going on? We're going to talk about Portsmouth FC, their all-time Premier League 11, 2003-2010, where we are at the moment, and we're going to add. Are we adding one or two new players before to this week?
We are adding left and we're going to add two left and right
left
side
and
of
right.
I think.
Left and right. Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad you were prepared with that. And
There's
then
not
we're also. There's slim pickings.
Yeah.
We're also going to have a bit of a quiz. That's about it for this week. So the headlines this week: Arsenal still going strong in the Premier League, 8 wins out of 9, and they've actually been tested twice in a row now against Spurs and Liverpool and come through unscathed. Ronaldo scored his 700th goal, despite limiting starts for Manchester United. He got his 700th goal for not for Manchester United, so for a Premier League goal. And Liverpool are continuing to struggle in the Premier League, 10th at the moment in the table. Only 2 defeats, but only 2 victories. Really not looking good for them. Plus, they've lost Diaz, Trent Alexander-Arnold for a few weeks as well.
Oh, there is a silver lining then.
What's your thoughts on those headlines? And firstly, let's talk about Arsenal, shall we? Do you think they're serious title contenders?
No, but
do you think they're serious second-place contenders?
Well, as you know, I've always had a soft spot for Arsenal, and they've been my second team, but that's since I was the age of 8. But I don't know. I thought, what was it? Somebody was saying, I think it was someone like Paul Merson or someone saying, "Oh yeah, they're genuine title contenders now." Okay. But no, they're not. They're not. And but the thing is, the difference with Arsenal this season is, like you say, they're just beaten Liverpool and Tottenham at home. And Liverpool, they're not games they would normally win, are they? When they start playing the top 6 teams, they didn't. They lost to Man United at Old Trafford, but they didn't play too badly.
No.
So they do seem a lot stronger. He does seem to have made them into a good side, but whether they're title contenders, I don't think so. I think let's just wait till they start playing these teams away from home.
I wonder how they'll be. Sorry, go on.
If they can pick up points away from home against the top 6 teams, then or the top 5 other teams, then maybe. But I can't see them going to the Etihad, Anfield.
No.
And winning.
No. And, can't see them getting points at the Etihad. I think those are going to be the key games, aren't they? But I agree wholeheartedly, as I've mentioned maybe once or twice, Manchester City will win the league this year. That's, in my mind, a foregone conclusion. They may not be top currently, but they're pretty much smashing it up, aren't they? But I like the look of Arsenal actually this year. I think they play some decent football. I still think they look a little bit frail at the back. Particularly, like you say, against the Man United game, I thought Arsenal was a better team, but Man United hit them with kind of counter-attacks, didn't they? And Arsenal didn't really know how to combat that, I felt. A little bit like on Sunday as well. I thought certainly the first Liverpool goal was a little bit weak from an Arsenal point of view. Big gap in their back four with a long ball over the top from Trent. But Yeah, I think they're certainly looking good for top four. I think it's Man City and three others, isn't it? Man City and three others. So Liverpool, obviously, as we say, struggling. Do you think they'll pull it around and get back into contention for top four?
Well, yeah, possibly top four. I can't see them. What are they now behind Arsenal? They're how many points now behind them?
Quite a few.
Or something stupid like that, isn't it?
Quite a few. Shall I have a quick look? Let me check it out. Go on, you continue.
Sort of thing that we would you think we would know before doing a podcast. But yeah, so I think something like 14 points. So I don't know. But you just don't know, do you? It's like last season they were however many points behind Man City. Man City looked like they were running away with it, and they managed to take it to the last day, didn't they, Liverpool?
So you never know. They did.
Could go on a big old run.
I commend you, by the way. You were spot on. 14 points behind.
Well, someone's got to do the work around here, Mike.
Yeah, they do. They do. Someone's got to do the research. They do have a game in hand as well. So it could be down to a mere 11 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Top four maybe.
Yeah. I think you'd expect them to get in the top four. I mean, they can't with the squad they've got.
No Mane.
Salah's draws, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of draws, and I just think they're lacking goals. I'm not really convinced by Nunes as yet, and with Salah not really firing and Mane having left, I wonder where their goals are coming from. And I think this year as well, we're seeing their midfield, which has always been their weak area. I think that we're seeing how actually that's clearly not as good as some people raved that it was with the overhyped Henderson, pretty much being he's being shown up for what he really is, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's done something naughty, hasn't he, Henderson?
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure what it is yet.
It's only alleged at the moment. It's only alleged, isn't it? They're getting lip readers in.
I think we possibly know what it could be, but it seems to be very strange if he has made any sort of dodgy remark.
Yeah, I thought there was a couple of times actually watching that game on Sunday where he seemed to get involved in things that he didn't really need to get involved in. That one being one of them.
It's Hendo, isn't it? Got to get involved, Hendo.
No, yeah, he's got to get involved. But I thought there was a couple of times he got involved. But anyway, there we are. That's where they are. And I suppose we should mention Ronaldo's 700th career goal. Did you see any of the Man United Everton game?
Nah.
Career goal. Did you see any of the Man United Everton game?
Nah. No. I saw the result.
That's about it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
No. So he started a game, did he?
No. He came on as a sub after about 25 minutes. Martial went off injured. And Martial went off injured and he scored. I think just before half time? I can't remember now.
Just before half time, know that much.
Yeah, it was a fairly actually it was an okay game. To be fair, it was an okay game. I also watched. This was a dire game. I watched the Aston Villa Forest game.
I sat there and watched the second half for some reason last night.
Terrible.
So I didn't even watch the half with the goals. And I just thought, something's bound to happen in a minute, and just never did. Just 45 minutes of nothing.
Of nothing. Didn't you see? Every time there's a little minor kickoff, I was thinking at least have a good old fight, have a good old punch up to make it worthwhile watching this.
Yeah.
Even they were fairly lifeless, weren't they? Little punch ups.
Yeah.
Ashley Young's goal was decent.
Yeah. And I thought
other than that.
I thought Matty Cash was quite good, but that's about it. He was the highlight. Yeah,
he was the highlight of an otherwise dire affair. Clearly a relegation. Well, not a 6-pointer because it turned out a point each. It didn't really help either of them, as they say. Okay, so I see your background's looking a little bit blank there, Dan. Have you got a key moment from Premier League history?
Yeah, let's get this out of the way. So my background, which I changed to something iconic in the Premier League, is going to be this.
Oh, okay.
Why always me?
Balotelli.
So do you remember what game this was from?
This was this the game where Manchester City won 6-1 at Old Trafford? And I think this was probably the first goal, wasn't it? After about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. And
where he just kind of rolled it into the bottom corner, didn't he?
That's right. Yeah. And I remember watching this game and thinking, oh, Man City are actually pretty good now then.
Pretty decent.
And that was the first time that I'd really, but yeah, that was it. That was just my little iconic thing.
This was still in Ferguson days as well, wasn't it? This was
2011.
So towards the end of Ferguson days.
That's right. Yeah. And do you know an interesting fact about Balotelli, which you probably know?
Oh, there's plenty of interesting facts.
Interesting Premier League fact. His only ever assist in the Premier League was the 1-2 Aguero for the title. Yeah.
Where he's laying on the ground, he scooped it across.
That's right.
That is good fact. Good fact indeed. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Ballotelli came up. I did do a little bit of research today, but it was fruitless because I was looking up related to Emmanuel Dennis, who obviously scored for Forest last night, not for Palace, because I heard he's a bit of a knob end. So I was trying to look up things, knob endery things, but there's only really one that I found. But it did come up with he's not on Ballotelli level of knob endery was one. But that wasn't the exact quote, but I think that was a quote from Ian Dark or something like that. But the only thing I could come up with was he once he was playing in Germany, I think it was. He once got off the team coach because somebody had taken his seat and he refused to sit anywhere else. And so he didn't actually go with the team. He refused to get back on because somebody had the audacity to take his seat.
Somebody said, but Mario, this is where the driver always sits, mate.
Oh, sorry, this wasn't Balotelli. This was Manuel Dennis.
Oh,
but I'm sure we can find many Balotelli things. This is where the driver always sits.
Did you know that this T-shirt here, this Why Always Me, actually was originated by Graham Lasso. It originally said Why Always Men.
Très bien. All right. Okay, good. I like that. We've had some corking Premier League moments, Dan. I commend thee. Doff my cap.
One next week.
Similar one. Good. Okay. Should we talk about the Pompey Premier League side? That's good, isn't it?
What's going on? Phone's off, Mike. Come on.
That's my work phone.
How embarrassing.
Right.
How embarrassing.
I'll edit that out. It's
now
like
that's made it talking. Really shit. Hasn't it?
And we were just getting to the really good levels. Okay, Premier League, Pompey Premier League 11. We're going left midfield and right midfield. Where are we going to start, left or right?
So we got David James for the people that never watch. David James, Matt Taylor, Sol Campbell, Glenn Johnson. Midfielders were Sonny Montari and Lassana Diarra. And we're going to do left and right midfield. So it's like I say, it's slim pickings. It really is slim pickings. Last week you said that I couldn't have Cranshaw as a centre midfielder.
Oh, centre midfielder, yes.
Midfielder. But he is actually classed as an attacking midfielder. But you want him on this list this week. So we're putting him on this week. Okay.
I think for Pompey, he was kind of slightly. He played as like a little lefty. He was a bit lefty, wasn't he?
So go on then. Give me some names that you remember, and then they're bound to be on my list.
Okay. Well, obviously we had a few we spoke about last week. Steve Stone, Gary O'Neill.
Steve Stone. Steve Stone is 55 appearances, 5 goals. Then you got your Patrick Berger, 52 appearances, 8 goals.
Okay, including one of the best goals ever. Against Charlton? It was against Charlton. Charlton.
Yeah, that's right. Cranshaw, 83 appearances, 9 goals. I thought he would have scored more than that. But
Yeah,
9
I thought
goals.
he would have. Yeah.
And then the next highest appearances man is John Utaka with 65 appearances, 7 goals.
I didn't even think of Utaka. But that's a good shout for the right wing, possibly, isn't it?
And then surprisingly, the next on the list, appearance-wise, is Diamansi Camara, who was classed as a right winger.
Okay.
I always thought he was more of a forward, but
yeah, me too. More of a centre forward.
And then you've just got some really shit names like Wayne Routledge and Jermaine Pennant, and the one that I was trying to think of last week, Glenn Little. Do you remember Glenn Little?
Yes, Glenn Little. Yeah, Peter Crouch often talks about him on his podcast.
Oh, really? Kevin Harper, 7 appearances, only played the first season.
First season,
7,
yeah.
Any 7 appearances, and then just honourable mentions. So just pointless names: Frank Songo, Rudolph Douala, Jerome Thomas, Matt Ritchie, and Quincy Owusu-Abeyi.
Oh yes, Quince.
See, I actually thought he was fat in the 2 or 3 games he played.
He scored against Southampton in the cup run, didn't he?
Yeah.
Here's a name for you, which I've just thought of, and I had to double check exactly what it was, but there's no mention there of Andreas and D'Alessandro. Or
he wasn't a wide. He wasn't a wide. We didn't. He was down as an attacking midfielder, but I did see his name come up. But he was only there for sort of half a dozen games.
Couple of hours.
He was another one that scored a class goal at Charlton, didn't he? Remember that goal he scored?
Yes, yeah, I do actually. Yeah. Okay, so who are we going to go for then?
Well, I'm thinking.
Go on.
Out of those, I think your best bet is Cranchar and Berger, with maybe Steve Stone. Oh, Lauren Robert's another one.
Oh, yes, yeah. He was pretty pap for us, though, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I would say Cranchar and Berger, but you'd have to put Cranchar on the right, Berger on the left. Or we change our formation completely and stick Taylor as a left winger slash left winger. So what do we do? I think you've got to have Berger in there. I think.
Hang on. So what if we're putting Taylor forward? What are we doing with the defence? You're playing 3 at the back, aren't you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we should have done 3 at the back anyway. It's more exciting picking attacking players than defensive ones, isn't it? But those podcasts have been and gone.
Okay, well, no, we can shuffle things around, can't we? We're nothing if not fluid. You know what I mean? We're pretty fluid with the structure of our podcast every week, aren't we? So why not? And the quality certainly is fluid, isn't it?
Exactly. But then, where does Berger go if we're pushing Taylor up?
Okay, so well, how about this? Oh no, you can't do that, can you? So what you putting Johnson across as almost like a makeshift centre back? Is that what we're doing? Not ideal, is it? No. And then what? Steve Stone? You put? We've got to have Berger in there over Steve Stone, I think. Well, let's just put Cranchar on the right. Put Cranchar on the right.
Berger on the left.
Cranchar on the right. Berger on the left. Yeah, that works. That works. Yeah. Do you know what? I think this though doesn't this because our team to date. We've done quite well because we've not got 2 players with the same number, but I think we now are gonna ruin that little run, aren't we? With these, what did Cranchar wear for us? 10,
11-ish, 10? Did he?
I can't remember now. And didn't Berger wear the same number?
I thought Berger wore something like 19 or something. Why is 19 sticking in my head? I'm trying to.
Oh, 19 is Cranchar, actually. Yeah, that's why it's sticking in your head. 19 was Cranchar. So, we're fine then.
Yay. Because that would have ruined everything if they couldn't wear the same shirt number in our fantasy team.
Berger was for Portsmouth. He was squad number, I don't know. I think he was 11 or something, wasn't he? I'm sure he was 11. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You're right. It doesn't matter. It's a fantasy team. So we're going Cranchar on the right, Berger on the left.
On the left,
Do you realise so far only Berger and Taylor are the only two who weren't in that cup-winning side so far, aren't they?
Yes. Well, that was our best team, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
That little spell, that little 2-year spell.
So next week we'll go for our 2 strikers. I think
this will genuinely be difficult. I think
we say this every week, and then we go, "Oh, that's obviously those 2 players." But yeah, this could be good.
Could be. There's a lot of contenders.
Yeah.
Loa, Yak.
Yakubu wouldn't be Loa, but Yakubu, Defoe, Crouch.
Not even for Loa's. I want Loa in there, so you can do that at the end of the pod. You can do a celebration.
Oh yeah. I've actually thought of a
backflip down your kitchen.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. A genuine Pompey striker that I think might actually be in the team is Ivica Mornar.
He was the easiest one to create on pairs, wasn't he? Because you just have the base player.
Yeah.
Mornar, good shout. I'm not so sure he'll make it. Not even on the bench. I'm not sure.
Barros. Did I just say Barros just a second ago?
Yeah. Who was I'm not even sure if he played a Premier League game, but who Pericard?
Yes.
It was
Sheringham.
Sheringham will be in there.
Yeah.
One season wonder, but he had a good season, didn't he? He did have a good season. Andrew Cole.
I think he was Andrew when he signed for us.
Yeah, not so great for us though, was he? Only scored a couple of goals.
He was an Andrew then.
Who was the Birchall who used to play when Crouch first played for us? I don't think he played in the Premier League, doesn't he?
Mark Birchall.
Mark Birchall, yeah. Classic little and large forward line, wasn't it? Okay, well, I'm going to look forward to that because I think that will be a cracking one because I genuinely think that will take some deciding.
Yeah. If nothing, at least the 2 of us will enjoy it.
Yes. Well, I think only the 2 of us. Only the 2. Well, at least one of the 2 of us. There's no even guarantee of that, to be fair. All right. Okay. So there we go. We're almost complete. We do need to think of a team that we're going to do next. I've got some ideas, but if anybody is watching, but please give us some ideas. But make some suggestions. What team would you like to see us put together? Maybe a team of I don't know, blonde-haired players, perhaps.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's do something like that. Yeah.
Okay. That would be more difficult, wouldn't it? I would have thought. Yeah. Okay, so quiz time, Dad. It's the quiz time. It's quiz time. It's a quiz time. Now, I'm a little happier this week because I'm back in the game 2-1. And I'm feeling confident about this week because I think my one this week is, well, even knowing the answer, I don't think I'd get it till the final clue, to be fair. I think I've been a little bit too harsh, but we'll see. We'll see how we go.
I've gone the I think
you've gone the opposite way, have you?
Yeah, you'll get this early.
Oh.
Is it me? It's me to go.
Do you want to go first? Yeah, you do your quiz. You do your quiz first then. Go on.
Okay.
Let's do it. I'm going to get my thinking cap on. Here we go.
So for people who don't know, this is Mike's going to guess the person, player, manager, whatever. If he gets it on the first clue, he gets 5 points. If he gets it on the second clue, he gets 4 points, and so on. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. And the 5th was only worth 1 point. And we have a series, and Dan is leading 2-1 so far after he jammed Bobby Robson on the first clue. I've learned from that my putting clues together from that, and I've tried not to give away too much in each one. Anyway, go on, let's do it.
Right, are we ready?
We're ready.
For 5 points, this person was born on the 2nd of December 1968 and played in the Premier League from the first from its inaugural season up to the 2003-04 season, making 266 appearances and scoring 5 goals. That's for 5 points.
5 goals, 260. And he played till 2003.
Yep. I removed the where he was born because that effed you up the other week, didn't it?
Yeah. Okay. 68. So he's now going to be 30. No, he's not going to be 30 anything, is he? He's going to be in his 50. I'm going to say Roy Keane.
Roy Keane, is that your answer for 5?
Yeah. Oh, you've lost your sound. You put yourself on mute. He's so angry because I just gained Roy Keane.
Keane.
Is it? Is it right?
It's not.
Is that right? That's not right, is it?
No.
No.
So,
right.
It's not Roy Keane. So for 4 points, he won the Premier League in 1995, his only time of winning it, and he played for 3 different Premier League clubs, starting and ending at the same team.
Oh. David Batty.
Is correct for 4 points.
Is it really?
Yes. I told you to get it on that one.
I was thinking it was either between Batty and Show, but the starting and ending kind of. I assume it was Leeds. Was it Leeds?
Yeah, because when I looked to see, I thought I wrote this all out, and then I thought, oh, I'll see where he was born, and it said this person was born in Leeds, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So that's why I deliberately. So do you want to hear what it was for 3 points?
Yeah, go on, run through them.
He played 42 times for England, scoring 0 goals, and is one of 8 players to have missed a penalty for England at the World Cup.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Would you have got it on that?
Well, I got it on 4 points, to be fair. So
yeah, mate. All right. And for 2 points,
no need to be a dick, Mike, is there? No need to be a dick.
No.
Go on, sorry.
So for 2 points, he played as a defensive midfielder for Leeds, his hometown club, Blackburn and Newcastle. And I hadn't even written a 1.1 because I knew you would have had it by then. So I was just going to say his name rhymes with David Patty.
All right. See, now I've got the 4 points. I'm more than confident now. If you get 4 points or more,
just stitch me up with a got or something on the first 5 points.
It's not. But here we go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go straight into it. So for 5 points, you may get it on the second one. It is possible, but I think it's a long shot.
Let me just get Google up. Right, go on.
Okay, for 5 points, I'm a former English professional footballer born in Birmingham on the 14th of July, 1988. I played as a centre forward.
88. So that makes him 34? No, 44. No, 34.
No, 34.
12, 34. Born in Birmingham, 34. And what was it? Say again. And he played centre forward.
Centre forward, yeah.
What are you giving me?
That's what I'm giving you.
Birmingham, 34. Oh, come on. Come on, let's really irritate him. It's going to be someone. Did you say former or did you not say anything?
Former. No, he is former. He is retired.
Oh. He's only 34.
Do you want clue number 2, Dan? Have a stab. Have a stab. 34 years old.
I can't even think of anyone at that 34 that is not playing anymore. No, I'm going to pass. I can't even think of a player.
So,
it doesn't matter.
Okay, so during my 17-year career, I played for 13 professional clubs, including Leicester City, Crystal Palace, Norwich, Birmingham, plus a brief spell on loan at Portsmouth.
Leicester, Palace, Norwich, Pompey, come on.
Birmingham as well. Birmingham.
Got to get it from that, haven't you? I don't think it is, but it's definitely not. He's not. No. Leicester, Palace. No. How long we got left?
I've got 5 minutes exactly.
Oh, come on.
Of the pod, not the quiz.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Leicester, Palace. No. This is horrendous. I'm just going to go with David Nugent, but I don't think it is.
Oh, it's not. You may get it from this one. I made my Premier League debut for Everton in April 2005, coming on as a second-half substitute against Crystal Palace. Despite my Premier League debut at a young age, I also played for the England under-17s, under 19s, and under 21s, but never played for the national team, first team. Well-written question, that one, wasn't it? So,
Yep.
Premier League debut for Everton, April 2005.
Nope. I've just got no idea. I've just gone blank now. I can't even think of a man's name, let alone this person.
Okay.
A single man.
Any man. Can't think of any man, let alone a footballer. Okay,
Ask me a man's name.
I'm currently sporting. No, actually, do you know what? I'll give you the 1 point question for 2 points because it's now obviously fairly relevant. Also on the 10th of April 2005, I scored on my debut, meaning I replaced James Milner as the youngest Premier League goal scorer, a record that still remains to this day. Oh, I thought you'd get it from that one.
No, I know. I can't. I've gone completely blank. I cannot think of a person who. I can't even think of the youngest goal scorer. That's just stupid.
Okay.
All I can think of is James Milner and Wayne Rooney. That's all I can think of. That's all that's in my head.
Okay, so I'll change the final question because the final question was going to be, I'm currently sporting director at Tranmere Rovers, who are also my final club as a player. But I'll change it to my first name is James and my second name is the surname of Vince, a comedy actor, quite big, generally quite often with Owen Wilson in really bad comedies.
Fucking James Vaughan. Are you kidding me?
James Vaughan.
Right, I'm fucking I'm not in that next week.
Well, because it's too tough.
James Vaughan.
He's the youngest goal scorer.
Okay, that's fine. Obscure me up next week.
This is how Dan loves.
This is how you expected it. Yeah.
I did say I thought it was a bit tough this week. Clearly it was tough and controversial. Okay, that makes it 2-2, Dan. I'm sure you're happy with that. So much so you've frozen. You've frozen in anger.
Very much so, yeah.
All right. Okay. We've got less than 2 minutes left, so we're going to have to wrap up the pod. Let's tell you how you can get in contact with us. If you want to tell us anything, even give us a little bit of abuse, go to eatmygoal22@gmail.com to send us an email. You can follow us on Facebook by searching eatmygoal22. You can tweet us at eatmygoal22. We have new episodes coming out every Thursday on Spotify and YouTube. Dan, do you know what? We have 22 followers on Twitter. I'm going to read them all out.
Do you know what? Yeah, go on. I did notice that we had more people, and I thought, Jesus Christ.
22 followers we've got. I'm going to tell you all of them. So here we go. We've got Steve, JT67. We've got Seasider, also known as @Chalkface 2009. We've got Play Up Pompey. We've got Football Printed. We have Mick P, which is @MickPoth60. We've got Blaine _PFC. Biley's Mullet, Tall Bloke. Pompey @Regulatory. We've gone through the rest of these, but we've got Munter Mary. We've got Teresa Kelly. We've got Jeff Harris, we've got Simon Tollington, Pompey Rye, Joel Lafoy, Pompey Nut, Destiny, Maya Pappy, of course, and we have Kai. We have a few more, but they're mainly us. So thank you, people, for following us. That's very kind of you.
Tolly's Mullet is the greatest name for a podcast ever, or for a Twitter account.
Who's Tolly's Mullet? Or Biley's Mullet? Yes,
no,
it is.
Tolly's Mullet, yeah.
So there you go, 22 followers, Dan. But that is our time for this week. We now have to go. So thank you very much. We'll see you again next week. Cheers, Dan. And next week, what are we covering next week? So we've got the Pompey Strikers. We've got another exciting quiz, which I'm sure mine is going to be rocking. It's going to be hard as, isn't it? It's going to be the most difficult. Yeah. I'll make a nice easy one for you next week. Give me a chance.
Yeah. You know those stats about Voronin, don't you?
Voronin, yeah. Well, Andre.
Yeah.
Andre Voronin, yeah, he's one of my faves. my favourite Ukrainian player behind Shevchenko and Yarmolenko. But apart from them two, he's my favourite. So we'll have a quiz. We'll have that. Just a quick update, just because it's little things. Little things please us, but it's currently 4-2 to Portsmouth in the Hampshire Senior Cup. Against who, you ask? Against Southampton.
Oh.
Although they've got a B on the end of it, it does actually say Southampton B versus Portsmouth. Win's a win, isn't it?
And we will be travelling to Charlton on Monday.
Oh, we will. Yeah. Yes, we will be travelling to Charlton on Monday. So if you do see us, don't come up and say hello. Don't come up. Yeah. If you see us, comment on the pod, because we don't mind keyboard warriors. We don't like actual warriors.
Yeah.
We do have punchable faces, but we don't like them getting punched. But that'd be good. It'd be that's my first away game in I can't remember how long, if I'm honest with you. I certainly haven't been to an away game at this level forever. Yeah. You've got a few more than I do, don't you? It will be good. I'm looking forward to it. We're in good form at the moment. 2 points from possible 9. Good form.
Yeah, typical, isn't it? Just as soon as we go. But let's not get too negative like some of the other Pompey fans on the.
No, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. We still got 2 games in the hand, and we still only lost. We've only lost 1.
Cowley out.
Believe in Cowley. Believe in Cowley. It'll be fine. 4-4-2 all the way. All right. Okay, we're gonna go. Cheers, Dan. Thank you, everybody. Bye. See you next week. Bye.